Hey everyone, welcome to the Dram Amateur Podcast, your go-to show for everything bourbon, whiskey, rum, tequila, mezcal, and beyond. I'm your host, Jason. Join me as I journey and explore the world of alcoholic spirits. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to the Dram Amateur Podcast, the show where we explore the stories, spirits, and sips that make the world of whiskey, bourbon, rum, tequila, and mezcal so exciting. I'm your host, Jason, and I'm thrilled to have you here for another pour of a great conversation. Before we dive in, don't forget to connect with me on Instagram, X, and Threads at Dram_amateur, and Facebook under the Dram Amateur Podcast to stay in the loop with exclusive content and updates. Whether you're a seasoned enthusiast or just starting your journey into the world of fine spirits, this is your spot to sip, learn, and share. So pour yourself something good, get comfortable, and let's kick off another unforgettable episode of the Dram Amateur Podcast. Welcome back for episode 2 of Blind Bonanza with Mr. Given on the Dram Amateur Podcast. Mr. Given is the man who pairs high proof with high altitude on his high proof hikes, delivers sage advice between sips with words of wisdom, and knows that no great pour should go uncelebrated, hence the legendary porch pops. Whether he's trekking up a mountain with a flask or waxing poetic over a dram, he always has something great and interesting to say. So let's raise a glass and welcome Mr. Given back to the show for episode 2 of Blind Bonanza. Let's get started. All right, you ready for sample 3?
Let's do it.
All right.
And sample 3 happens to be sample 3.
Oh, no, sample, is it really? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes, sample 3 is sample 3. Ooh, that was a good cork pop. I have not had this in a long time. Like, I don't think I've had a pour of this in, but it might be a year. And not because I don't want to have a pour of it. It's just not something I go for.
So there must be a reason for that.
No, I don't think that. I have other bottles by this brand. Yeah, I don't know. See, and I wonder if I did this blind, if I would be able to pick it out. Like the noses on each of those are so unique to me.
That one I definitely get more fruitiness on. It's sweeter. It's a sweeter nose.
I wonder if it's got tasting notes. Nope. Oh, aromas of brown sugar, dark cherry, seasoned oak, warm flavors of apricot, barrel tones, melt into delicate layers of creamy vanilla, ripe berries, light cinnamon, for a distinct flavor you'll want to share. Aw.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's a sweet nose.
Yeah, for me, that's quintessential. It smells like what I would expect it to smell like. And I'm going to have to have my wife line these things up and see if I can guess the distiller on these. Because to me, every time I do this, and again, the bottle's sitting in front of me, so I understand that that's probably the reason why I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But for me, I wonder if I put a blindfold on, just grab these, I wonder if I could pick them out.
So for you to say apricot,
I don't get the apricot on that one.
I mean, it is a very sweet nose.
Mm-hmm.
I get the oak though. I get it's oak. It's sweet, and it's not even really as much fruit.
Yeah, the palate's the same way. When you take a swig of it, it's not sweet; it's savory. It's even. I think it's even more savory than the wild turkey. I don't get any it's still lingering on my mid palate. Did you get any sweetness at all?
It's not as much a fruity sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely high. I got a lot of ethanol in that nose.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
it's definitely higher proof.
We jumped up proof wise.
Yeah, because I just got 2 nostrils full of ethanol. That happens sometimes. You get carried away and you stick your whole nose down in there.
Keep some nose hairs for later.
But that one's sweet. But the oak too. Drying. It's got a drying mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm. I get it like the back corners of my tongue before it hits the throat area. Like it's still there. I haven't taken another sip since the first one. It's still there. I would agree.
I don't think it's a rye. I mean, obviously you've put a rye in here for me to have to choose between, or you're playing mind games.
Not playing mind. I won't. No. Not playing mind games. I promised you that.
But see, that's the thing about ryes is I tell people that don't like have as much stuff as I have and drink as much as I do, or whatever. I'm like, yeah, there's a difference, a vast difference with ryes is, a Kentucky rye, which is 51% rye,
Mm-hmm.
but then you can have like the MGP 95.5 ryes, and those are like a rye lover's rye. Like then you get a lot of rye with that, real punchy. This ain't that. So if this is a rye,
I just looked up what's in it. I never looked it up before. I'm a little shocked right now.
I don't think it's. So even if it was a high proof, a high rye bourbon, I don't know though. But see, that's the thing about doing these things blind.
Yeah, it's kind of what makes it fun and unique about it too, right? Is because you'd be surprised when you have a bottle in front of you how much your mind's like focused like so much on it. Like I'm sitting there looking at it going, "Oh yeah, it's exactly what it is" by smelling the nose. And if I didn't have the bottle in front of me, I probably wouldn't be that way.
Well, it's definitely high proof.
Mm-hmm. Higher.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm sitting there like I don't think it's over 110. If I had to guess, I would guess 108.7 to 110, something like that.
Is that your final answer?
Let's just go with 108.2.
109.
Is 109?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! Wow.
Mr. Given knows what's up. Someone in the car right now is listening to this podcast cheering you on. Like literally like, good job, Mr. Given. I love it. You said it's not over 110, and I'm like, hot damn, Mr. Given. That's pretty freaking good.
Yeah, somebody punched the roof. They were like, fuck yeah. Oh shit. All right, so I guess the all right, so I guess the proof. So now I don't think it's a rye. I'm gonna go with a bourbon.
Okay, yeah, you're a bourbon.
Okay, so bourbon. And I guessed 108.2 and I was off by 0.8.
That's a win in my book, buddy. That's like getting a putt, like
Yeah, for real.
like 5 feet, 5 inches from the hole. That's a gimme. You just take it and walk away. Like, thank you.
So now, where does it come from?
Now this is the last bottle I thought you would get. You kind of got the other one, so I'm gonna give you credit for the first two, which I thought you would get the first two. Because of for me, the reason why I thought you got the char on the Jack, right? I think I can always taste that like charcoal char kind of flavor with a Jack. I thought you'd pick out the wild turkey funk, and you even said there's a funk to it. The clear words that came out of your mouth. So yeah, and you didn't select it, but you were close. You knew you knew where you were at. This is the other one that I think is a wild card, but for me, anything from this distillery for me is very unique, and I feel like I could pick it out in a blind. Whether I'm right or wrong with that, who knows? But that's just my opinion.
And this is still a big dog distillery. This is not a little
This is a
small guy.
big dog distillery. Yeah, this is a big dog distillery. Yeah, everything I've got to you today is a big dog distillery. Nothing outlandish. Nothing surprising or crazy or anything like that. The funny thing is like, I like it. I don't love it. It's
The
good.
finishes. So sometimes you can have things high proof, and it's good. It's not bad, but it's proofy.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the things that are the proof is there, so it's not watered down. It's
Mm-hmm.
not saturated.
Mm-hmm.
It's not diminished. The proof is there, so you get that full body, full complexity, full flavor. But man, are they phenomenal when you can drink them and not realize that
Yeah.
you're drinking something that's 120 proof.
That
And
I just got.
this one, I feel like I'm drinking something that's definitely higher proof. So it's like,
I just got a bottle of Old Forester single barrel strength bourbon. It's a 130 or 129 ish proof. Dude, it drinks like it's 110. It's insane. I'm
dude,
about to get dude. I think you're gonna be floored by it. It's friggin' really good.
oh, I'm an Old Forester fanboy, dude. That was probably
Me
the
too.
first one. When I got started into all of this, I remember I went to the store and I got like everything they had Old Forester, and I took like a picture with them all lined up and everything. I had the whole whiskey row and the 86 and the 100, and I had all of that stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm an Old Forester fanboy, man. I love all of their stuff.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
I actually seen in the Woodford Reserve. What do they call their special bottles that they have? It's a different bottle, and they're always high proof.
The batch proof ones.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah. I've seen them.
I don't think I've ever seen one less than 199. I seen one today for 169, and the thought crossed my mind for about 3 seconds, and then I was like, nah, fuck that. That's
Yeah.
$170.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got one I haven't opened yet. I think it's like 128 point something or 126 point something or 127. It's in like that like mid 120 range. I haven't opened it yet. I've had it now for I don't know, a year now, year and a half. I haven't opened it yet. It's just sitting on the it's a floor bourbon.
Don't even get on the shelf.
I don't have room on the shelf anymore, dude. Shelf's full. I need to start
Oh
drinking through
man.
this stuff.
All right, so automatically when you think big dogs, like, is it in Kentucky?
Mhm.
Well, shit.
I think they're in Kentucky. Yep. They're in Kentucky. It's funny that this I can't. I gotta think about how I say this so I don't give away too much. Um, Floral notes are a big tasting note on this brand sometimes, and I will tell you, like as I'm sitting here after I've drank that, I'm not gonna say I have like a very like big like floral flavor in my mouth. But I remember being a kid, my grandparents used to grow marigolds outside of their house for some, and I don't know why. But I remember every single time she used to pick off the heads when they were dead and they had the seeds in them, and we used to help her out and then put the seeds in so she could plant more. And I remember like that flavor from my fingers, like I have a little bit of that, like it just in my palate, like as I'm like tasting it, very slight, like the slightest little hint of that. So like I can see that like floral kind of note. And I'm wondering if that's why I don't drink it that often. Not that I don't like it again. It's just not something that I'm like married to 100%. It's good, like I said, but I'm just not in love with it. I'd rather drink Jack Daniels.
Yeah. Well, Jack can pretty much do no wrong these days, man. Stuff they're
No.
putting,
I
dude,
know. I know,
they're
dude.
killing it.
Yep. Yep.
And I still have never gotten one of the Jack bonded, the cheap bottles, the
Oh, I'll send you one. I have an extra one just hanging around the house. I'm like,
like
somebody
really?
I'll send it to you, dude.
Yeah, because I think I looked for it at one of the stores I went to, and in the other store they had the spot for it, but they didn't have any there. And I was
You
like, well, shit, if they'd had it, I'd have got it.
you just want the bourbon?
No, the rye.
Oh, I don't have the rye. I just have the bourbon.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, yeah,
I haven't
yeah, the
seen the.
rye.
I don't see the rye that much, to be
I
honest
don't
with
either.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've tried
I
it.
always see the regular bonded in the triple mash, which I prefer the triple mash. I like it better.
Do you
but
really?
I never see the rye.
Okay. Yeah, the rye was supposed to be like a release all the time, and like yeah, you're right. I don't see it that often to be
Yeah,
honest
it's
with you.
weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird.
Well, see, I don't get any banana, so there again, I didn't get it on the first one, but I don't think you wouldn't do 2 jacks anyway, though, would you?
Nope. Try to keep it unique across the board. I really tried to look for things like I could have given you. I got a couple more. I have a few more bottles I could have given you, and I settled on these, and I purposely settled on them because they were different distilleries. I thought they were all different flavor profiles too, which I thought would be unique for a discussion and a tasting. Because there was other ones that were similar that I said, oh, this is a great one. I think he'd like it. But I'm like, no, I'm going to save that for next time because then I'll think about how I pair the other ones up as well. So you have different profiles to try different things. So
Is this one Buffalo Trace?
no, no,
Really?
there's no fruity in that. I don't get fruit in that at all. That at least me when
Well,
I think
see,
of Buffalo Trace, like I'm so like fruit heavy on Buffalo Trace.
so it's fun. It's funny you say that because one time, Buddy he had some in a flask and he didn't remember what he put in there, and we were tasting it trying to figure it out, and I was like, no, he said, "You think it could be Buffalo Trace?" And I'm like, "No, man, it's not fruity enough. I don't think it's Buffalo Trace." But then it had, see, I think I settled on. I think it because he had just recently got some of the one of the bottles of the Dickel bottled and bond, and
Mm-hmm.
I like those. And I'm like, but I get a definite like effervescent fruity, like a very light, bright fruity note with those. And I didn't get that with that. So we never did figure out what it was, but I was like, it's funny you say that about the fruitiness with Buffalo Trace stuff. And I'm like, I don't think it's regular Buffalo Trace because it wasn't fruity enough. And I agree with you on this one that
It's more savory with that like hint of
yeah.
floral.
But see, earlier you talking about how few bottles Heaven Hill you have. So I'm like, well, it's not Heaven Hill, and Heaven Hill has so many different things.
Yeah, I don't have any. The only banger Heaven Hill I have is probably the C923. That's unopened too. I think that's the only banger bottle of Heaven Hill I have.
But we guessed it's a bourbon, and we got the proof. So now we just need to figure out what it
Yep,
was.
yep. It is a bourbon. You got you almost hit the proof head on.
Well,
Like,
well, and you said it was Kentucky.
it is Kentucky.
Ah, and it may be the higher proof, but it's not weeded, right?
Nope, not weeded. Yeah, definitely not weeded. I don't know if they have a weeded mash bill. To be honest with you, I might be wrong with that. That's why I'm the Dram Amateur. Living up to that name, buddy.
at,
Living up to
at some
that
point, you're not
name.
going to be able to fall back on that. Well, dadgum, now you got me going through the process of elimination. Like, what could it be?
I love the tasting notes. So tasting notes, elegantly balanced flavors of spiced vanilla, fresh nutmeg, and delicate ripe fruits greet the palate. The nose says peach jam, magnolia blossoms, and light oak. And the finish, sweet flavors of honey and light apricot linger in the finish.
See, so Barrel is known for their tasting notes,
Mm-hmm.
but they're far more elaborate than that. But that's borderline some of that Barrel, you know, eloquent tasting notes. I don't, I, I don't get all of that, like the vanilla sweetness, like vanilla icing sweetness and apricot. I don't get any of that. It's definitely higher proof though, but at 109 drinks.
A little warmer, a little spicier.
At this point,
This is the one I could see you'd be on the fence with and may not get.
But I would never guess it was a bean. I certainly wouldn't guess it was a turkey. It would taste like it could be something that come from Barton to me. But then I'm thinking, what comes out of Barton? This one allocated?
Mm-hmm.
What
Very
comes
much
out of
so.
Barton? But see, then you start racking your brain trying to think of all the. But see, and I don't chase allocated stuff, so then you start thinking of all the allocated stuff that.
I don't chase it either; it just falls in my lap. I get lucky every now and then.
And it's a bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
You may just have to spill the beans.
Okay. So it is a blend of 20-year-old bourbon, 15-year-old bourbon, and 2 different 14-year-old bourbon mash bills. Any guesses now that it's a blend with 4 different mash bills?
No, I'm still drawing a blank.
What distillery's got a whole shit ton of different mash bills? 10 to be exact. I think 10, 12.
Dude, Four Roses.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a limited edition?
Mm-hmm.
See, I've never had one. I've never had one.
That's a 2022 limited edition.
The thought crossed my mind, but I was
Would
like,
you
"There's
stop
no way."
overthinking?
But I was like, "There's no way." He's talking about, hey, who the fuck don't like Four Roses? Like, bro, you don't like Four Roses?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say I didn't like Four Roses. It's just, to me, it's like, I like this. Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. It's not something I reach for.
I can't say I've never tried one anymore. I've tried one now. How about that?
So
Which
2022.
year?
2022.
2022?
Mm-hmm. I think I have a 20.
That's the one that everybody can get. It's sitting right here behind me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that bottle will always be on my shelf. That right there is a fantastic quintessential bourbon. Yeah. Yep. God, man. Yeah. Dude, overthinking. You're right, because I'm sitting there racking my brain like.
Stop overthinking. You're smarter than you think you are. You're better at this than you think you are. You
could be on to something, man. You might be possibly proving something.
Yeah, you're better than you think you are. I have a 20. So when I was in Florida, I think I have a 2020 of that I still haven't even opened. I bought it for it was like $180, and I was like, wait, what? A 2020 for like $180? And the guy's like, yeah, and I'm like, gimme. So I haven't opened it yet because I don't know. It's just one of those bottles I'm holding just in case, just until this one's gone. Like, I don't want to open 2 of them. And at that point, like, I bought it a year and a half ago now, so I'm like, okay, it's getting a little older. I'm just gonna let it kind of hang out and just like see what the market does, just in case. You never know. And like I said, I've enjoyed this one, but I'm just not in love with it. Like, it's really unique to me. So this is it's OB. So it's 20-year-old OBSV, which is delicate fruit and rye. That's that recipe. It's 15-year-old OESK, which is the delicate fruit and caramel. No, OESK is baking spice. Sorry about that. And then it's 14-year-old OESF and 14-year-old OESV. So OESF is the mint and the light grain one, and then the OESV is the delicate fruit and caramel.
And see, now since you divulged that it's Four Roses, I'm like, well, of course, with those friggin' tasting notes, make sense.
It's just got Four Roses has this, like, I don't know, like when I look at Jack, I've got that, like, the char from the charcoal, right? I always taste that for some reason. The turkey, I literally think I could pick out the turkey funk anywhere, to be honest with you. The Four Roses, there's just this something with it. It's just this savory, like, there's just this flavor profile on the nose and in my palate that just I keep on, like, just every time I taste the Four Roses, I'm like, yeah, that's a Four Roses. Yep, that's a Four Roses. Like, and that's why I need to start doing these things blind to see if my palate's like, yeah, it's a Four Roses, So pretty good though, huh? What'd you think?
Yeah. I've enjoyed all of them so far. I'm still just absolutely flabbergasted that the first one was a Jack Daniels, and I had absolutely zero, zero banana,
That's
none
why I threw
whatsoever.
you that curveball. Yeah, I wanted to throw you that curveball because it is a little bit more unique, and that bottle is like it's pretty. It's one of the more sought after limited release bottles that they come after. That one and the rye that they did the year after that one was like the two bottles that a lot of people seek over and over. And of course, Coy Hill, right? The first Coy Hill, and then the new release of Coy Hill. But those other two were really good. So yeah, that Jack Daniels is really, really good. I
Yeah,
love
and like I
everything
say,
Jack.
it not having the banana, that was just, hey, that blew me away.
All right, we got one more pour left. I wonder if it's gonna be a bourbon or a rye.
If some bitch is gonna be 130 proof rye, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, good thing you didn't do that one first. You saved that one for last.
Ooh, that hold on. That cork needs an upside down. That thing's dry. That thing doesn't get as much. Man, that thing's still wet and just dry as shit.
And I'm bad about not looking at color because what does color really mean to me? Like color doesn't. I don't know. I just don't focus on color as much. I see some people where they post about color. I just don't look at the color as often. But sometimes if you ever see me or hear me mention color, it's because it's noticeable. I'll be like, damn, that one was dark because normally they're not that dark. I don't know. I was just noticing that one.
That smells so fucking good. Holy shit.
Yeah, that one is.
That puts a smile on my face. Like literally like puts a smile on my face.
Oh yeah, right there. Mm-hmm.
Golly.
Yeah, that one's got a lot of fruit on it.
I got about a third of that bottle left, and that's it.
So if somebody likes it, then
Yeah, definitely. But I've also shared it quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, when I got into this, I had good buddies that, or I have good buddies that, let me try a bunch of shit. Like I remember trying Eagle Rare 17. Remember trying Stag. I think I tried WLW. I think I even tried a Saz 18. To be honest with you, I've tried some pretty crazy banger bottles of stuff, even early on and throughout our whole friendship. So when we get these bottles, that's what I try to do for everybody else is give samples to everybody so they can try them. Yeah, God, that nose. Oh my gosh.
dude.
If okay, dear podcast listeners, if you could have just seen Mr. Given's face when he took a swig of that, life changing.
Wow. Holy shit. Dude.
Yeah, that's killer, dude. We're gonna take our time with this one
I
because
want
you.
to put it back in the fucking bottle.
I'll send you another
Put the
sample,
fucking
dude. Don't.
top back on it.
I'll send, dude. Don't. I'll send you another sample. I am not in love with these bottles as much anymore as I maybe
Dude.
once was. Yeah, it's good, huh?
That's a fucking lollipop. Dude, that's so much. That is definitely. So this is my story. So I'm listening to a podcast one day where I used to live. I'm going to town, which everything's so rural. So anytime you go to town, you're driving 20 or 30 minutes. So I'm going to town. I'm listening to the podcast, and they're talking about a rye, and they're talking about getting peach notes and citrus notes and all these fruity notes. I'm like, what the fuck? Like how? Like I mean, like what? So then I'm like, so when I get to the store, I buy the bottle that they're talking about. It just so happened to be Riverset Rye.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Get home, dude. Maybe it was subliminal, but now ever since then they've rebranded it. Now it's Blue Note,
Yep.
rye, but still, I still get all of those fruit notes, and that's when I realized that sometimes I get more of the herbal with rye, but then sometimes I get some of that fruity and that floral, And I always think honeysuckle because honeysuckle is something that kind of blends herbal and floral for me.
Yep.
But that son of a bitch right yonder, man, this guy, dude. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but to me, that's heaven in a glass.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, that is phenomenal.
So with
You
Rise,
definitely saved the best for last.
Yeah. So with Rise, one question. When I was talking to Nerds and Burbs, right, and I don't know if this is on the first episode or the second episode, which will be released this Tuesday. Well, by the time this gets released, it'll be too late. Do you ever get the dill note on Rise?
Sometimes I heard y'all talking about that.
Yeah, dude, I rarely get it, and I tried one, and I want to tell you it was the Riverset rye. I don't think it was. I think I was wrong. I think it was like a Wilderness Trail rye, or it was something else. But dude, it was like literally eating a dill pickle, like, and not even I don't want to say a bad dill pickle because I don't know if any dill pickles are really bad, but it was like one of those like Mount Olive dill pickles that you get off a shelf, and it's not like it was very like dilly, And I was like, I remember tasting. I'm like, there's a dill note that I never ever get in a rye. I'm like, there it finally is. Okay.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about that, and I thought about exactly that. 'Cause sometimes I get the deal, but like mint, spearmint, yeah. Because I think about the difference between like the white packs of Wrigley gum and the double mint.
Oh yeah,
The spearmint, the double mint. I think about that, and I guess that's what you do is you try to think about things from your life, whether you were a child or an adult, whatever, things that, dude, I'm telling you, man, I don't know what the fuck that is, but Lord have mercy.
If y'all could, I am, I'm happy that at least one of these did that to you, to be honest with you.
Dude,
I didn't think the Jack would do that to you. I honestly didn't think any of them but the one I gave you would do that to you. I said maybe the Wild Turkey because it is a little bit more unique. The Jack's fantastic, but it's not the biggest punch in your mouth. Oh my gosh, this is amazing Jack. It's just a solid quality Jack. And then the Four Roses, like I said, I knew it was kind of give and take, but I knew this one. Like I would have been surprised if you were like, yeah, this is good. I expected more of the reaction you're giving right now.
Dude.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
So early on in my journey, like just hearing different podcasts and people talk about it, this, that, and the other, I was like, I don't know if I like one of these like really strong, spicy ryes, Bro, that's turned into like one of my wheelhouses because if you're cooking, more of the seasoning if you're serving it to John. Like I just want seasoning on it. I want to taste it. I want the experience.
Yep.
That is a experience. That is a whole fucking experience.
Yep.
That is fantastic. So now you got me thinking. Is that what's the rye from the antique collection? Is that what it is?
You gotta guess. I have given you enough hints. It's handy. Is from the antique collection.
It's handy. That's what it is.
That's the you asked the question if hand what's the name of the bottle?
Yeah,
from the
Thomas H.
Handy. Yeah, it's Thomas H. Handy. That's the name of the bottle from the collection.
Bro.
I didn't tell you that's what the bottle is. I just told you that's what it is.
Oh.
You asked the question. I answered your question. You didn't give me a bottle guess yet.
Well, shit, I'm gonna guess. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Fuck. I didn't realize that was that good.
Do you want to take a proof guess before I show you the bottle?
Well, so my go-to when it comes to like I shouldn't say that. So I have to say this. My calculus when it comes to a high proof, full blown, in your face, 95.5 or 100% rye, that's unabashed. You're getting all the fucking rye kick you're doing, rye spice. Like, I automatically think of course, seagrass, barrel seagrass.
Oh, God, I love seagrass.
There's a few other ones that I can think of, because there's so many brands that use Indiana. They use MGP 95.5.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other brands I can think of, but they don't do the finishing that you get those. That dude, Seagrass is a roller coaster.
It's amazing.
Hey,
Fucking
this one right
amazing.
here though, man, I didn't realize, dude. This is so like it's hard to quantify it with words, to put it into words, because there's a point where it's like, okay, I experienced that. I'm good. Life, like if I went tomorrow, like I experienced that. Okay, like it's that fucking good. Like it
It
really
really.
is. Like so now you've changed my mind on when I go into stores and I see that up there and I'm like, I ain't even gonna bother asking. They're gonna want too much for it. Like maybe I should ask how much they want for it, because there might be a number that I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
if I can have just a little sip of that.
And see, that's the thing. So I agree with you, right? Like, I think that there's price points for every bottle. Um, I spent 4 on that, so that was 4. Um, and to be honest with you, like who I've shared it with, the stories, the experiences, even me still appreciating the third of the bottle that's left of that. I think it's worth every penny of $400.
So what you're telling me is that
Well, if
shit
you
right here comes from this.
is that what that is? Is that the rye mash bill from it? Yeah, I guess so.
This
Yeah.
this is Buffalo Trace rye mash, and you can't tell, but I haven't opened it. Like so,
Let's
you're
hope it
telling me.
tastes like handy.
Well, of course, this is unaged fucking white dog. For the podcast listeners, for people that are punching the roof of the
Yeah,
fucking car.
yeah, yeah.
Like, dude, that is, oh my
But
god,
but but
dude.
but you
I
know this.
tell, I tell people all the time. I'm like, you don't understand. For me, I'm so inquisitive about things just in general. Like this fucking turned into that, but like, how many years did it take?
That's only, if I'm not mistaken, that's only like 6 or 7 years old. But this
Crazy.
is the thing. You know my story behind Handy, right?
I know.
I hate baby Saz.
No, I didn't know that.
I hate Sazerac rye. I
I've
have
never
tried
had it. Never tried it.
I have had Sazerac rye 7 different times from 7 different places. Every time I'm like, this is disgusting. Don't ever serve me this again. That I absolutely freaking love. I would spend $400 on another bottle of that when that's gone in a heartbeat. I hate baby Saz. This stuff, I absolutely love.
Wow.
I know.
So what's the differentiation point? Like the proof, the years,
The proof,
both.
the age, I don't know. The proof, the age, I don't know what it is. I hate baby Saz. I hate it.
Wow.
I hate it. Hate it, hate it.
So I guess all right. So you know my story. Like I hate the allocated thing. I don't chase the allocated stuff. I'll
I don't
never
either.
ask anybody to get me anything allocated. I'm just not that guy. Fuck that. The whole thing. But now I'm sitting here like, if you put the whole BTAC collection in front of me, I just
I
I
think you'd
would
be
I would
impressed.
I would be hard pressed to think that I've probably had comparable bourbons to like George T. Stagg, but like, dude, I don't know, man. This shit right here, dude.
I'll tell you, like the Stags are pretty special. The WLWs are special. I remember the Eagle Rare it was okay. I'm not saying it was bad. The Saz 18's okay. It's just way overpriced for what it is. I'm a rye guy, right? So I like rye a lot. So like I said, when this available, like I picked it early on. I think I probably could have picked a Stag that was like, I don't know, 700 or whatever like that. But I don't want to spend that much money on a bottle. Like it doesn't make sense to me. So like I just wanted a Buffalo Trace antique collection, and that's why I ended up getting that one. And I'm super happy with it. Like I absolutely love it, you know. But you can get Stag. So like just for example, like I went to a restaurant in Chattanooga and got an ounce pour of Stag, and I spent $45 on it, right? But are you doing that because you think it's expensive, or are you doing that because you think it's good?
I've never had Stag before, so
But that's what I'm saying. For 45, and I've only had it a few times, a handful of times. So for me, $45 for a 1 ounce pour for me to sit down, have some lunch, and enjoy like a pour of Stag. Like I'll pay it every day because when are you gonna find stag? Exactly. That's like what you just said. I've never had it
Yeah,
before, right? So $45 in the grand scheme of things, I'm like, okay, I'll pay $45 for an ounce. It was fantastic. I mean, I've had 3 or 4 different stags now, from my friends and from myself, just trying them out at restaurants and everything like that. It's fantastic. It's not $800 good. It's not $700 good, right? Would I spend on a stag? Maybe 5, probably. But also, I think there's something with that handy that's just like, for me, my palate, what I like, it's phenomenal. It really, really is.
dude,
I'll send you another
it's
sample so you
so
can really sit down and enjoy it and not talk to me while you're doing it.
it's so full.
Yeah.
It's just,
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
dude, it is all of the viscosity. Like, dude, it is thick. It's lush. It's not. Yeah, dude, it's
You got proof.
wow.
You got proof guess
That's what I was just testing.
before I show you the bottle. And like I said, I'll send you another sample. I have no problem with that. I'll send you another ounce or
So,
2 ounce
so,
sample.
so it's funny because almost to a because man, nobody else that I like. No, they're not into this like I'm into it. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, I know a few people. They got a few bottles. They try a few different things, but they're not into it like I am. So it never surprises me if they get something that's cash strength and they say it's that's I can't really enjoy it. I had to put it on ice. I had to cut it. So I've had so many people tell me that with barrel seagrass that it's just kerosene, it's just gasoline, it's just. But this, dude, this is, which I mean, also for me drinking higher proof stuff, like I can see that, dude. It's like I can't help but get the image of Jello out of my mind. Like you just think how thick Jello is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think it's just like Jello. Like it's so thick. It's not thin. It doesn't just run away and hide. It
Mm-hmm.
stands there, lets you know, hey, I'm here. This is who I am.
I took
It
that last
doesn't,
sip like 2 minutes ago. My mouth still has spice on it at the roof and on the
dude.
back, and I still had my full mouth is just enveloped with the entire flavor of it.
That's the thing, though. I mean, it's higher proof, but I enjoy it so much that it kind of takes away from whatever proof it might be.
Just throw a number out.
If I had to guess, 121.
130.
Holy shit, 130. That's one of those.
So it's
That's one of those ones,
130.9.
dude. Every store I go into now, I'm gonna be looking up there behind the counter, and be like, "Hey, that handy right there. How much I want for that?" And I'm gonna be so disappointed when they say $7.99,
Don't pay over 4.
$12.99.
Don't pay over 4. You can get them on secondary for 4. Like the newest releases are like 440, 430, 420. So if you could find one for 4, it's a pretty fair deal, right? And again, I paid $3.99 I think for this. Like I don't know if I'd buy another one now. I might. We'll see. But like for $400, this has been shared with so many people. I've introduced it to them. I've enjoyed this. It's been something special that I've had. And I love this damn thing. It's freaking fantastic.
Well, you just like I say, you can go through all these friggin' bottles that's behind me here. I don't have a single bottle of Sazerac. I just every time I see one, it's like it's 90 proof. I can get these over here for the same price, 100 proof, or it's 95 proof, something like that. I'm like, I end up getting something else. But now you got me wondering, like, if I get a bottle of Sazerac, what I think is like what you said. So now you got me curious.
Drain pour. I'm telling you, dude. So I tried Baby Saz first in Syracuse. So I was up visiting my friends. They live in Brewerton, New York, um, just north of Syracuse. And we went to a local like little restaurant. We went when I just got there for dinner, and looking through the menu, and they had Baby Saz. I was like, oh, I haven't had Baby Saz before. I'll try it. Tried it. And I was like, this is garbage. Like literally, like don't like this at all. I'm gonna finish it off and be done with it. Fast forward, came home, went to my local bar where my old good bartender used to be that we used to go to every Monday night. She got a bottle of Baby Saz, and I'm like, give me the Baby Saz. Try the Baby Saz. Trash. Like, literally Can't stand it. Had it numerous times in other restaurants, at friends' houses that had it. 'Cause it's only a $30 bottle. I can get it in Chattanooga for like $22.99, $24.99 all the time. Can't stand it. Every single time I've tried it, I literally cannot stand it. I choke it down. Choke it
That,
down. And I
wow.
would literally chug the shit out of this bottle in 30 seconds
Yeah.
without any. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the proof. I mean, I would assume Baby Saz is probably 4 years old, probably 3, 4 years old. I would imagine. I mean, I
Well,
think this is 6 to 8, if I'm not mistaken.
well, and you get that thing where I forget. Some of them do it now, so it's more than one. But one of the distilleries started doing it where they do that slow water reduction thing where they add the water to the barrel, so it's not like, hey, it comes out of the barrel now we're proofing it down, so
Yep.
that water wasn't in the barrel and it didn't get the barrel influence with it. You know, so it might be something to do with that, but no, I would have to get a bottle to try it. And you got me curious enough to maybe spend $30 on a bottle to try it.
It's 6 years, 4 months.
Regular size?
No, this stuff.
The handy? No shit.
Yeah. I know that's literally why it boggles my mind. And let me see if I can find Baby Saz's age. Sazerac.
Man, because that dude, because that's the thing I've realized too is I really like a rye whiskey. Like I don't mind a full blown, in your face, full bore rye whiskey.
You ready for this? Baby Saz is aged between 4 and 6 years.
It's just the proof. Just the proof.
How the hell? It's got to be. It must be. I mean, because that's 6 years. That is 6 years, 4 months.
Well,
this specific bottle, like this specific one, I looked up this. It's 6 years, 4 months, and I hate Baby Saz.
So Baby Saz, is it? What do they call it when they do the? Is it filtered? Where they do the where they what the fuck do they call it? Where they cool it down, they filter it?
Don't know.
Because now that might change because they when they do that, it brings those like fatty esters and stuff out, and if they leave that in there, if it's unfiltered, shit, you getting the full experience.
So it's rumored. So it used to have a 6-year age statement on Baby Saz. It's rumored to be 4 to 6 years old now. 45% ABV. Oh, here we go. Here's the actual Baby Saz shit. Let me see what the website says.
Because, man, off the top of my head, man, I can rattle off several rye whiskeys that I would have been like, yeah, that's a good rye. That's a good rye. But, NGP 95.5, man, that's a good baseline. That's a phenomenal rye whiskey.
Yep. Yeah, nothing about like non-chill filtered or anything like that.
Chill filtered. That's what I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing about that. Yeah, Saz. So this is this year's Saz.
That's great, dude. That is crazy. Like,
isn't that nuts?
That's a BTAC bottle that they're charging so much for. But hey, man, that shit is really good though. God, that is dude.
So this is. I just found the tech sheet for that bottle that I have. So it's so year of distillation was 2016, released fall of 22. It's a Minnesota rye. Small grain Kentucky corn, distiller's grade number 1 and 2, finished grain North Dakota malted barley. Let's see, cook temp, yeah, whatever. Double distilled. Distillation double distilled beer still and doubler. Proof off the still is 135. It was aged in new white oak number 4 charred for 55 seconds. The barrel. Barrel entry proof was 125. Barrel size 53 gallons. Warehouses I, L, and M, 2, 4, 5, and 6 floors. 31% of the original whiskey was lost to evaporation. Filtration, none. So no filtration on it. 6 years, 4 months. Nose floral notes, which I don't get floral notes on that at all. Zero, 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 zero. Floral notes, anise, marmalade, and meringue. Palette, baking spice, burst of orange peel, and subtle dark chocolate. Finish, long finish is cinnamon, praline, and candied orange. I get a lot of that on it. I get a lot of that citrus. Yeah. Yep. Fun stuff, huh?
Dude.
I'll get you another sample. I mean, I literally have that much left.
Bro.
So I'll throw you another sample in the mail. I'll get you a 2-ounce sample and send it to you so you can really kind of split it up into a couple drinks and have some fun with it.
Well, man,
if I don't drink it all first.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. All I can say is thank you.
No, hey, that's what this shit's supposed to be, man. It's supposed to be shared. I'm gonna have another small pour because I don't have it very often. So, like, if you remember, so one of the things I like to do, we have a. You talked about oysters earlier. We joined a what's called the Real Oyster Cult. It's a mail order service for oysters. They ship oysters from the Northeast. So my favorite oysters are from the New England area. So like Maine, Massachusetts, Maine, PEI, like all that area. So they'll ship you once a month. You can pick your number of oysters, the different types of oysters you get. You can pick all that stuff, and they send it to you in the mail. So, we call it Bougie Oyster Night. So on Bougie Oyster Night, I'm pulling out this bottle sometimes, and then drinking and then sucking down oysters, man. So like that's like the oyster night to have some fun. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Dude, that sounds like an awesome time.
Yeah, it's a blast. It's a blast, and the oysters are fantastic. My God, they're so good. So, anybody that's listening that likes oysters, realoystercult.com. Sign up. Give them a try. Wicked simple. It's really not that bad. We get 40 oysters for like $120, man. It's not that bad.
When you said wicked, you give away where you're from.
Massachusetts, yes, I know. My New England. Did you finish that already?
Oh yeah, dude, that's bingo.
Okay, yeah. I'll get you another sample.
Dude, that's so. Yeah, that buying foreign, like just all the other ones, which I think I might have preferred the Four Roses one to the others, but then that daggum handy, man, that was like it's not even close.
I know,
not even in comparison.
And it makes you wonder, like, then you hear the lure of the Buffalo Trace antique collection, right? You hear all these things all the time, and you always wonder, like, does it hold up, right? And that's why, like, I just had the stag like recently, like 2 months ago, month and a half ago. I think I put a picture on Instagram about it. And when I see it, I'm always like, okay, how much is it? And she's like, $45 an ounce. Pour it. I'm like, do it. Let's do it. Right. And it's like one of those things, like, you have to try it because it's the lore behind it. You always wonder if it's as good as it's, if it's as good as they say it is, right? So then when you have it, you're like, yeah, this holds up. Like, now. I'm not going to compare it to secondary prices. Like, I don't know if I could say I've had a stag that I'm like would be worth $800. Like, I don't know if anything's worth $800. That's a lot of money. But like that for $400, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, you're teetering on the okay, I'm good with this. Like, I could spend $400 on that bottle and feel okay about it, and just not buy another bottle for a few months. And that's my bourbon budget for a while,
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. I guess my thing with the whole Buffalo Trace thing, and I mean, what's the C923? What, 13 years?
Oh God, yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
I mean, but outside of that one, you can find any other Elijah Craig barrel proof release that they do.
Oh, they're sitting
on $89. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, I think the one after that, the following one after that was 11 year, and I think one after that has been 12 years. I'm like, it's sitting on the shelf. It's 12 year. It's Heaven Hill. It's good whiskey. It's good bourbon. Yep. It's like, how much better can this antique collection stuff be? You know what I'm saying? It's so. I think a lot of that's FOMO, but
Hmm.
shit, man. After trying that one just now, maybe not all of it's FOMO. Maybe there's something there, Like, damn, they're doing something. They said it's fucking magic or something.
I don't want messages from you on Instagram saying, Jason, I just blew $900 on a bottle of
Oh
WLW.
no,
Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that. Like, you don't. I will just clock this, and I'll just go back and I'll just like, oh yeah, I remember that night when I tried. Oh yeah, it was really good then, and I'll just remember that.
Like I said, I'll send you another sample of that so you can have one because I think I knew that in this environment, like we'd have a little bit of time to just sit and chill and appreciate it and stuff like that. But I want you to. I was wondering if any of those would resonate with you, and I was like, I
No,
can always give you second samples of anything, right? And that's why I sent you 1 ounces because I figured 2 ounces you'd be hammered, drunk, and not be able to talk on
yeah.
the podcast. So I was
Well,
like, I'll send them ounce samples, and then if there's something you really hit, yeah, and you're like, yeah, this is amazing, hook me up again. Like, I'll get you another sample of the handy for sure.
the whole stag thing, man, is I don't know how many years ago at this point, at least 3 or 4 years ago, there was a store that I went into. They had Stag Junior for $89.99.
Holy cow, dude! I would
I
have
know,
bought a bottle in a
right?
heartbeat. I wouldn't even have
Did,
wouldn't even have
no,
thought
didn't
about
even
it.
think about it. It was like, no, that's too much. Yeah, I know. ever since, ever since then, I've been like, what the fuck did I do?
So my what the fuck moment has been so there's a store up in Chattanooga that we go to called Riverstone. It's up in Cleveland, Chattanooga, or Cleveland, Chattanooga. Yeah, Cleveland, Tennessee. So what we do is we normally go up 411, and we go to Cleveland first 'cause it's a better drive from my house to go up 411. We'll hit up Cleveland, then we'll head down to Chattanooga. We'll have lunch, kind of do some shopping down there, then head home. I remember it was years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I was walking by and they had Fortaleza Winter Blend on the shelf. So Winter Blend tequila, the Winter Blend reposados, which are now like you can't get them for less than $400 in secondary market. They were literally sitting on the shelf. And I remember looking at the bottle going, what the hell is Winter Blend Fortaleza? I'm not spending $80 on Fortaleza tequila Winter Blend. What the hell is that? I should have bought the whole damn thing. Should have bought every single bottle that was in line.
It happens.
Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb.
Well, I don't know if you knew this, but we actually lived in Cleveland, Tennessee. When
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, yeah. We talked about
yeah,
that last
for
time.
I don't remember exactly how long it was, but it was back whenever I got out of tech school. We moved up to Cleveland, Tennessee, and then for us to both go to college and get hope because we were from Georgia, we moved back into the state of Georgia. But yeah, we lived in Cleveland, Tennessee for a little bit.
Yeah, it was up off of by where the Chick-fil-A is, up by the Food Lion or the Food City that's up there.
Now we're talking about back in 2003, 2004. So
You're like, I can't even remember that far back.
yeah, well they might not have been a Chick-fil-A there.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. There's a hospital that we pass by when we're going up that way. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the road, but there's a couple stores. That Red Hot Liquors is up there. I don't know if you've seen them on the Instagram or on
yeah.
Facebook, but if you ever get a free day where you got nothing going on and you can have some freedom to come go hunting with me in Chattanooga, dude, you should come with me. We can have some good lunch. I know all the spots, and then you'd be like, I mean, just bring your pocketbook just in case, or your wallet just in case you might need to spend some money, because I'm telling you, like, it's a whole different world up there. There's so many different bottles, different store picks, and they all do samples. So up there, if there's a store pick, they will pour you the little samples in the little glasses so you can try it before you buy it. I mean, I will be honest, there are the Red Hot Liquors is one for sure that has a really good bourbon store picks. He has a very diverse collection of tequila now as well, and a lot of different bourbons. There's a store just south of him called Paul's Liquors that you walk in and you look at the bourbon aisle. I'm telling you, there's bottles that I've never even seen except in Chattanooga, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? What is this? I find stuff all the time in there. I'm just like, holy cow! They have tequilas and rums in there. And there's just so many different there's so many different unique things you start to see as you shop across the different stores everywhere. I'm telling it's unbelievable. Like, it's just very different. The distribution seems different. What's available to buy seems different. It seems a lot more selection than we have in Georgia. So it's always like it's really interesting every time I go up there. Even if I don't buy something, just to go shop around and see all the different things they
Yeah.
have is pretty unique and cool.
That's one of the things I like, just going to the stores, just to see what's in there and what's the pricing, because you don't know if you go into a store, one time in 2 months, if that's the good price or not. You got to go into stores and see things, and I walk in the store and walk out, not
Yep.
buy anything, no big deal. You know what I'm saying? I've done that 3 times today. It's like, okay,
Yep.
you go in there, you walk out, you go in there, you walk out. But that's how you know, okay, this is obviously not a good price. Okay, this is a good price. That's how you know.
Yep. Yeah, my wife and I have a joke now because I have so much, so much right now. I have like 300 bottles, 350 bottles, I think, at this point right now in my collection. And I joke with her and I'm like, my plan today is not to buy any bottles. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah, really, really. So we went last time we went up to Chattanooga. We hit up 4 stores in town and then a couple in Cleveland before we hit Red Hot, which was the last store we hit. So we hit up, I think, 7 or 8 total. And every time I walk out, I'd be like, another successful trip to the liquor store. I didn't buy shit.
Yeah. Well,
And then,
see, that's the thing, though. We don't get credit for the bottles we don't buy.
oh,
That
she gives me
that's
credit.
a problem.
I
Oh,
get
she
I get
does?
credit. Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
you got it then. Okay, you're
She
doing good.
she knows where I'm at in my like journey with everything now. And even what I did buy, it was at Red Hot, and I bought tequila. It wasn't even bourbon; it was tequila. And then when I'm at Nerds and Burbs, so Nerds and Burbs was like number 13 in a raffle. I think it was in the last podcast I had with him. So I met him at Georgia Liquor Barn up and coming, and I told her, I joked with her, I was like, I'm not bringing a bottle home. I'm gonna do everything I can not to bring a bottle home. And she's like, yeah, right, whatever. I'm like, I'm serious. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not bringing a bottle home. And of course, I walk in the house with an Old Forester single barrel proof, right? And she's like, and she goes, I thought you weren't bringing a bottle home. And I said, yeah, but you know what? I tried this one and it's really good. And she looked at me, she goes, didn't you pass on like 7 different Old Forester single barrel strength ones in Chattanooga? And I said, I did. I really did. Because I didn't try them. I didn't want to buy them because I literally have like 12 different Old Forester single barrel strength picks, right? And I told her, I'm like, I didn't need more. But this one's good. I tried it. She's like, oh my gosh. She's like, you're a mess.
This is the one that I tried, so this
This,
is the one that's
that's the one I tried.
good.
So, but it really is. I mean, it's the next samples I send you, I'll crack it and send it to you. I mean, like I said, it's like 130. It's almost 130 proof, I think. Dude, it drinks nowhere even near. It doesn't even. I don't think it even drinks near 115. To be honest with you, that's how freaking. It's unbelievable. It's unreal. It's
Wow.
unreal. And the only other one I had of that is that other bottle that we every time we go in Chattanooga, we go to this restaurant called Main Street Meats for lunch. Literally the best burger I've ever put in my entire mouth. So it's like it's like a butcher shop, but then a restaurant as well. And all their meats are fresh. So I always get every time I go, I get a hamburger. Seriously, every time I go. And beef tallow fries. So they're like potato chips, but they're like done in like beef tallow, but they have a little bit of fry in them, kind of thing. So it's unique, but they're so good. And we always go there for lunch. Where was I going with this story? Oh, and they had an Old Forester single barrel pick. That was the one called the Lucille that I did a post on a while ago where I tried it at the store, and it's this like strawberry cream powdered sugar bomb, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's wild. It's different than any Old Forester barrel I ever had. Like that life changing. Like you just had with the handy. That's what I had with that Old Forester single barrel strength pick. And I remember going back home and then posting it on the internet, the picture, and I'm like, anybody that has a bottle, please let me know. Because it was like this really limited release that they did at a local store. And then the business that bought it has three or four restaurants in Chattanooga. So they kept the vast majority of the barrel and then just serve it at all the different restaurants, right? So I asked people, and sure enough, my buddy had posted on a Chattanooga group, like, hey, my friend's looking for a bottle of this. If anybody has one, can you hook it up? sure enough, some guy reached out to me. He's like, yeah, I was part of the pick team. I ended up getting like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different extra bottles of it for this specific reason, that if anybody was looking for one and expressed interest, I wanted to give them the opportunity to have one since it was very limited. I'll go ahead and sell it to them at my cost, which was like, I don't know, 80, 90, $100, whatever it was. So the guy like literally shipped it to me and everything. It literally it is my favorite Old Forester single barrel proof that I have. That one I tried recently from Georgia Liquor Barn, I literally think is my second favorite one. It's amazing. It really, really is.
Well, it's a good thing you picked the bottle up then.
Yeah, I know. It's a good thing I had a sample and bought it and brought it home with me.
Yeah.
The wife would probably be like, "Don't you have enough Blue Label single barrel strength?" No, they're all
Aren't they
different.
all the same, Jason?
No, they're all different. Well, that's like the rye you had today. So I have 2 of those. Do you have just one or do you have 2?
2. That's my second one.
What's the other floor? You know the other floor in Rickhouse you have, your other one?
That one is Warehouse K, floor 7.
Oh, so
Oh, and
okay.
I was stoked when I got it too because I was like, floor 7, that's going to be up there. That's going to be great.
Dude, I am a firm believer of 7s. I've seen some 8s. I've passed on some Helen. You go to Helen a lot. The Helen Cellar place in
Yeah.
Helen has they had like a G7 or a G8 or a K7, and I like looked at it. I'm like, oh, I should buy this. I'm like, yeah, I should buy it. And I'm like, no, don't buy it. And I put it down, and then I left the store, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I should have bought it.
You didn't get it?
I didn't. No, should have
Ah,
got it. I
yeah.
literally like I am that guy that every single time I see like a 6, 7, 8 tier, like I want to buy it, but then my brain is like, you have so much bourbon, you're never gonna even be able to drink it all before you die. Like, don't buy another bottle unless you try it and you know it's good, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like I have the 2. One of my Old Forester ryes is the same as yours. I think it's a K7 or like a G8 or a something. It's like a high tier one. And I think my other one's like a 3 or a 4 tier. So it's like in the middle somewhere. But I always look for those higher tier ones, dude. They're fantastic. They are
Yeah.
absolutely killer.
Yeah, I need to compare the 2 since I've got it. But I guess the reason why I got that one is I think it was either 89 or 99. I think it was 99. But
Buy it.
when I seen them before, they were over $100, and I was like, no, I'm not getting that for. I think one of them was like 129. I'm like, no, heck no. And then one of them was 119. But then when that one was 99, I'm like, all right, I got it, and I got a tequila with it.
Okay.
So yeah, and the guy told me when I came over, he's like, you made really good choices. I'm like, of course you say that. You always say that. Whatever. you know.
But you never see the rise though. I don't see the rise ever.
No,
Like
you really don't.
The I one of the ryes I acquired via a trade because somebody wanted somebody wanted a Calumet 15 and I had an extra Calumet 15 and they gave me the barrel strength. That's the higher tier rye that I have. And then the other one I bought locally. I think it was like $120 or whatever it was, and I bought it locally. So that's the only 2 I've ever seen anywhere in all the stores I've ever visited.
Yeah, well, I'd always said that. I never seen any of the barrel proof, well, just picks anyway of Old Forester. And I
They're
always said if
all
I see one, I'm
over
getting.
the place now.
Yeah, I see of course the blue label, the bourbon. I see those picks often, but if they're over $100, I won't get them. If they're
No.
$100, I'll typically get them. Seen that rye was something. Oh, I'm definitely getting that because you just don't see the ryes that often.
Yep.
And I'm glad I did because it was good. I liked it. Which
Yep.
I mean, I only had the one sip while I was hiking. So, but
Yep.
I think once I put it in a glass and actually sit down with it, I think I'm really going to enjoy it.
I think you will too. Yeah, I mean that when we were in Chattanooga, I could have bought 4 or 5 different bottles of the Old Forester single barrel proof bourbon because they were all over the place. And
Yeah,
that's the thing I was telling I don't remember who I was talking to, but like you see a lot more of those nowadays than you do the Russells, right? The Russell store picks you rarely see anymore. And so when I find one, I always buy it. Like I won't even question it; I'll just buy it. But the Old Foresters, like there's almost a little bit of market saturation right now, where they're like, I'm starting to look at it, going, nah, I don't need that. Like I think I've passed on 8 to 10 bottles over the last year.
Wow.
I don't
Yeah,
need
well,
20 bottles.
and you talking about Old Forester, that makes me think about the Cooper's Craft, the
Dude,
100
that
proof.
stuff's so good, dude.
Well, they're discontinuing the
I know.
barrel reserve. That's the 100 proof. I've managed to find 3 bottles since I found out that they were discontinuing it. But it makes sense because there were rumors about them discontinuing it, and then they laid off everybody at the Cooperage and they closed the Cooperage. So that's why they discontinued it
Oh,
because
you're kidding me. I didn't know
for the
that.
Cooperage. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
but that's good stuff though, man. But I like Old Forester stuff, so I mean, of course I like it.
Yep. Yeah, I've had one bottle of that. And I really enjoyed it. It was really good. It's like your early times black top, right? Like I mean, it's like
Hey.
dude,
I took a video today when I was in the store because I got to take a video because I done the thing that I don't always do. I kneeled down to see if there were any shorter bottles with a different color top, and I was like, I got to take a video of me doing this. I literally took a video, and I will eventually post it on the Instagram. And be like, yeah, you always got to check to make sure there's no different tops.
yep. I did that with an Elijah Craig barrel proof recently. I was in Cumming and I was in this dank little store and I looked at the first bottle. It was like an A123. And I was like, an A123 still on the shelf. So I'm like, dig back. It's like, oh, there's a B1 or a B524. And I'm like, okay, that's a little older. Dig around a little bit more. Here's a B, 122. And I was like, what the hell? So I'm like digging back for all like the C923s, trying to see if I could find one through like the 12 or 14 bottles of there. I'm like, this store owner must think I'm the biggest idiot on my hands and knees digging through bottles in the bottom shelf trying to find an
Yeah.
ACBP. It's hysterical.
Well, that's where you find bottles like that is those out of the way, don't get as much foot traffic, don't get as much flow.
Yep.
Bottle sits on the shelf because people don't go in there looking for that. It's like that's where you find stuff like that.
Yep. Exactly. That's what you got to do. So,
Yep.
all right. So best bottle today. We're going with Handy.
Oh, hands down, yeah.
Okay. Second best bottle.
I guess I would have to say the Four Roses.
Okay. That's fair. I agree with that. I'd be good with that. Third best?
Now that one there is that's a little tougher. I was thinking about that earlier. That's a little tougher, but I guess I would have to go with the Jack Daniels.
Okay. Dusty
And
Turkey
then the
Fourth.
101. The Dusty 101.
Okay. What's your ideal proof point?
See, now that's so Makers does pretty good about that. Well, like their high proof stuff, their cash strength stuff, it'll be like 110, 112, something like that. And then like I got a bunch of Starlight stuff. Starlight, they do pretty good about they're usually like 107 to 111, 12, something like that. So like their cash strength stuff's like that. And I always think of those two specifically, Makers and Starlight, when I think of their cash strength stuff. But it's not diluted. It's not chill filtered. That's just what their cash strength is. It's just not what other cash strength like. You get an old faux pick, it's gonna be 130,
Yeah.
129, 132, something like that. They're different. So if I had like my optimal, I would say probably, that 112 to 115.
That's what I was gonna say. You seem like a 112. I was gonna target 115 for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
Good
but
to
like
know.
but some things that are, like I say, man, if I get something that's, like 127 and it doesn't drink like it's 127, it's like,
Banger.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But you could also get something. You could get something that's 103, and for whatever reason, it drinks like it's 117. And you're like,
Yeah.
okay,
You're like,
okay, there's something going on here.
yeah. Yeah. Something's wrong with it. There's too much ethanol in this damn thing. What the hell's going on?
Yeah,
I hear you. So fun. So this was fun. We should do another round of this at some point in time.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. Hey, but see, the thing I like about you, right? I could send you banger rums as well. Like I could send you some,
Yeah,
I could send you some banger ass rums. I haven't tried the Richlands yet. The drinking on the weekends has even been a little slower than usual now. So, I tried the samples you sent me. I tried the,
I still need to open the. No, I opened it. I sent you a sample of it, XO. Yeah.
Yeah, you sent me the
Okay.
XO.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did. Yeah. I tried the bourbons you sent me. Shit, what bourbons were they? But they were good. I enjoyed them. Oh, it was the picks. I sent you a message about the different picks that you had. I haven't tried the fainting goat one yet, or the faithful goat one, or whatever it
Melton
was.
Boat.
I haven't tried that one, but I tried the other ones you sent me. I'm trying to remember the distillery now.
Yeah, me too. Because
Oh,
I done all the Still Austin stuff.
yes, it was the still Austin stuff. So I had the rye, and then I had the two other ones you sent me. And I will tell you, I'm very impressed. So shout out to you, Still Austin. I'm gonna put this in a clip and then put it on Instagram so they maybe start sending me free stuff. Anyways, no, I was really impressed because I had a Still Austin before, and I'll be honest, I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't know, I don't remember what it was or who I got it from. It was like 6 or 8 months ago. It was just okay. But the stuff you sent me, oh, I was like, okay,
The
yeah, like
the
I'm
one
like, yeah.
the one that's the Sailbox pick. That's the one because I'm on the text list, and then I'm a VR Pro, the Bourbon Pro member or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get the email stuff, the picks before they're released to the public or whatever, and I'll read through the tasting notes, and sometimes something will catch my attention. But when that one come through, he was talking about butterscotch bomb. It's like melted Werther's, and I'm like, okay, okay, and then I get it, and I'm like, maybe it's subliminal, but I got it, and I was like, holy shit, it's literally like somebody melted Werther's. Like, you got so much caramel and so much of that butterscotch and brown sugar in there. I was like, yeah, that's really good.
There was a big difference between both of the bourbons you sent me. The seal box one and then the other
Yeah.
one. There was a huge difference between the two, dude. Like a lot.
Well, and the crazy thing is the regular one it's still cask strength, probably like 115 or 16 proof or something like that. And I'm like, the other one's just a single barrel, but it's a single barrel pick that just stood out unique, so they picked it for seal box. But that just goes to tell you about sometimes in picks, man, they be banger.
Yeah, I know. I was really impressed. I have to say thank you because like I don't want to say I had an impression of Still Austin. And you never make an impression off of one sample of something that you try. But I definitely had a Still Austin that I was like, it's fine, right? It didn't wow me in any way, shape, and form. Both the pours you gave me, both the bourbons you gave me, definitely gave me a, oh wow, okay, that's a little
Yeah.
different than I expected. The rye was good. Fell flat on the finish a little bit. Reminded me a lot of Old Forester 1924. Nose was great. Front palate was great. The finish was just like done, like you said, light, right? Like it was very,
Yeah, I
very
think
light.
if I'm not mistaken, it's 100 proof or less, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. It's just the regular. I think it's just
I
the
think it's like
regular rye that you gave me.
96 or 98.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Not bad. I mean, I don't. How much is the bottle? Like, is it 40, $50?
It might be 50. Yeah,
Okay,
something like that.
for $50, totally worth it. You know, but
And even their cash strength and even the pick, man, it's going to be. I'd be surprised if it was 75. So
fair.
less than that.
So then, I mean, so the bourbons were bangers. The rye was good. Nothing wrong with the rye. But yeah, thanks for turning me onto that. That was new for me. So that was a little bit different than what I had before. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you sending me what you sent me.
So we're doing another blind bonanza sometime soon, aren't we? Listen, we can do tequila, we can do rum, we can do more bourbon. I've got a shit ton of stuff. We're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun times.
Now I'm gonna send you another handy. I'll send you another handy sample so you can just sit down and enjoy it for sure.
Yeah, and thank you definitely for that.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. That's why I have it because I mean, again, how us that are budget conscious and not just blowing our wads of money on different things, right? You don't get an opportunity to buy a bottle like that, very often. Handy's probably the least like popular
Yeah.
out of the antique collection, but honestly, like I don't understand how this thing is
I
freaking
know.
fantastic.
Well, I think there might be a little bit of a negative connotation that comes with rye whiskey because everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be super spicy. But dude, you get so much floral and sweetness with it. Like, I mean, it's just like that one there. It was like jam. I mean, so viscous, so thick, so oily.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I'll get you a 2-ounce sample so you can do an ounce at a time and take your time with it and have some fun with it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I got you, bro.
man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Dram Amateur Podcast. A huge thank you to Mr. Given. You are the freaking man for joining the podcast and for all you tuning in, sipping along, and being part of this amazing community. If you enjoyed the show, please take a moment and like, share, and leave a review. It helps me grow and reach out more spirit lovers like you. You can also follow me on Instagram at dram_amateur for updates, behind-the-scenes content, and more. Your support means the world, and I can't wait to keep sharing the journey with you. Until next time, remember, life's too short for bad pours. Drink more Thomas Handy and make every damn dram count. Cheers, y'all. Thank you for tuning into the Dram Amateur Podcast. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the world of spirits. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. I certainly appreciate all the feedback and support. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes as we continue our exploration of bourbon, whiskey, rum, tequila, mezcal, and beyond. Cheers, and until next time, keep savoring every sip.